Okay, we are recording. Let's get all the equipment turned on. Let's get it going. So if you're new to the stream or video log, you'll see kind of a history of the videos posted, and I don't know, just kind of been thinking about how I want to do this YouTube channel, and you know, I don't really have a desire to be like a famous YouTuber or something like that, so there's no real reason to like go at it like that, like, you know, do the clickbaity titles, the I don't know, you would call it like the videos that cut every 5 seconds to give you the most optimum angle, and then the people are very entertaining. I'm not that person, so this is more just like a regular dude who likes to work out and give himself something to do in the morning, stay busy by practicing golf and staying in shape with golf, things like that. So yeah, some of the videos are going to be pretty boring compared to others, but you know what? Sometimes golf is kind of boring, and I like that it's kind of boring. All right, let's do some warm-ups here. I think what I want to do today is just kind of like work on this, the 9. We'll see if we mess with some other clubs. Just kind of want to dial this in. I had a video I posted yesterday, and I don't think I was striking them that well. Did okay. Yeah, sometimes golf is relaxing, right? It's not always exciting. So we can post that. Left. It's a 9-iron. We have this set to elevation. So we're going to get a little higher numbers with lower ball speed than some of you people out there, if you're not at elevation. Like that one. It's a good one. Now, if I really had a choice, what I'm working on right now, I would definitely be hitting driver, but a couple of things. One, I have a hole in my screen. Just got that this year. Screen is about 5 years old now, probably more like 4 years old. Carl's Place, pretty awesome screen. Doesn't last forever. No screen's gonna last forever. Just haven't got the replacement yet. All right. We're hitting the 9 pretty good. So when I'm doing these, total length is cool and everything. It's good to know that, but I think carry is more important, because when I'm on the golf course, I'm really playing that carry number, and I usually just round it down to the, I don't know what you would say, like this is 156, I'll just round that to 150 and play my 9-iron to 150. And if I hit at 156, okay, I'll get punished for hitting a great ball. It's fine. don't mind those balls that go left like that, as long as they're not crazy left. I don't mind that. So one thing I've been working on is I want to make impact with the forward shaft lean. And I'm kind of like, I didn't really know, and this might be a wrong term, but when you come up and get this like wrist set thing, you kind of come down around. Because I'm like a big release guy, I was like really releasing really hard at it. And what I would do is increase dynamic loft, and I would get like a really high ball flight, which is, that part's fine. But I wouldn't hit like 3 or 4 shots to the left or straight. It would be like one left, one right, one middle, one left, one right, right? Because you're just always trying to figure out that timing of that release. So I've been really working on getting this wrist set and then hitting the ball and then letting the release happen. Like right there, that'd be great. So I pretty much, when I say plan on these like left shots, I don't aim to the right of the green too much, unless there's like, you know, a ton of danger on the left side. I'll basically just still aim right at the middle of the green, the fattest part of the green. And then I want my carry number to be right in the middle of the green. Why? Because it gives me the most room for error on all sides, whether it's distance or aim point or whatever. So that's pretty good. Not a lot I'm interested in fixing here. It's more just I can play decent golf with these. Yep. Decent golf with that. So I actually don't do a ton of practice set up like this. So this is GS Pro, and I have a Unicore IXO. So that model basically means you don't need marked golf balls. You can use whatever ball you want. Well, you should probably stick with the white golf balls, I think. I'm not really sure about the color golf balls. I don't think they work that well. But anyways, for practicing, really, what I like doing is, again, I actually don't really use GS Pro for too much practice. Unless I want something to kind of give me an idea of what like stopping power is going to do on a green, simulated. What I like to do is put these up here, kind of like this, and then do this thing like this. And this might get weird because I usually don't have GS Pro open. Actually, you know what? Let's just close GS Pro. Okay. What I like to do is I like to take this here, like this, and then I'll go get another golfer that I like, or something that I see that I'm working on. So it's not like, okay, so this is Max Homa or whatever. I'm not like looking at him going, I want to swing the club exactly like this guy. I'll see something in his swing and be like, I want that little element. And I'm just working on that element. Now, I know that's sometimes not a great idea because you can't have, some of the stuff is you can't have that without another. Meaning, like, if you don't grip this certain way, like let's say you're trying to do Colin Morikawa's kind of like wrist set, which is pretty extreme. Can't do that without gripping the club the way he does, so that would be pretty disastrous to be sitting there trying to do that exact sort of bow of the wrist he has without doing his grip, for example. anyways, yeah, you got to be careful a little bit with some of these little practice routines, right? You want to be practicing correctly. So what I'm doing right now that you can't see is, so if I find one of these videos I like, what I'll do is I'll open up YouTube and go to this clip section. There's like a clip button, and you can basically have it on replay on like a very specific time. And then what that allows me to do is just replay that spot that I'm interested in. So let's find something that I like. I like 3-4. He's still swinging. Go. To about. I think I like 4-8. I'll show you this in a minute. Basically, I'll show you this little kind of like replay section. And just build this replay section that I like. So, for example, if I want to work on like this position right there, what I'll do is I'll basically build like a little replay of only from there to there. And then what I want to do is see about getting there. All right, so I'll do this, put them in here, like that. Okay, we got me, we got this thing. So I don't really watch too much of this because I can basically feel it at this point, whether it's heel, toe, whatever. This is an awesome utility because I don't know, when I first started golfing, you know, you hit the ball poorly and someone says, oh, you must have did this or you must have did that. And sometimes that's not entirely accurate. So it's good when you're first starting to have something to actually verify the strike pattern or whatever your miss is and truly get that feel dialed in. Because sometimes it's not helpful when you have someone says, oh, you just thin that one. And it's like, actually you hit it off like high on the face. So like, yeah, anyways, you need good feedback, right? So this is a great utility for that. You know, let's just leave this up. I typically have it in the background because if I start hitting like poor strikes like over and over again, then it's good to just to have that kind of available. And I'll take this because I still want to see like direction. Like what's the golf ball doing? And I'll just make this kind of small up here. So now we kind of have, we have the different things. So club strike will be here. Of course, it's not totally available to see. It's fine. And then I have me over here. And then, all right, let's give this a go. This is how I practice. Usually, in this camera back here, not the one that you see, there's the one behind there, which is the webcam. I don't know, it's got this like motion thing where you have to kind of like give it some kind of cue so it centers up with you. So if I wave at it like that, it'll generally center up right there instead of having it basically center there. Hopefully it'll be centered here. It's kind of annoying, but it's a pretty decent camera. So what I want to do is get to the top of the backswing in that way. It's okay. You know, of course, the one of the tough things about doing this is, like, what shot is he hitting here? Is he hitting like a knockdown 6-iron or something? I mean, I have no idea. It looks like a relatively short hole. But again, you got to be careful what you're choosing to practice because that may not be his full swing. So, but what I do like about that, it gives me an idea of like, there's a lot you can do with the swing that doesn't do this stuff, and you don't need to be way back here. So I've been working on this. Just hit some, see what's going on. It's gonna be really left. But what about this spot? Yeah, we're doing that little bend thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go a lot less. Let's see. Let's go a lot less. It's a little bit there. Just the control these guys have. So, and it's I don't know, kind of telling, right? The numbers suggest that, remember I said I will typically play this 9-iron at 150 carry. I don't have to take a full backswing, and I could probably build something that's a bit more controlled. Because if you're not flipping around back there, probably control it a little better. I mean, granted, yes, I hit that one down the middle, but you do that one time, you can't be like, oh yeah, we got it now. Okay, did we do it? Are we in this controlled spot? It's not terrible. It's not terrible. All right, so we'll do a couple of these. And I just want to be like really controlled in that spot. Really left. Okay. That little bend flip. I don't like that little bend. All right. So we can see by the club here, pretty closed. And what that is releasing too much. A couple things I can do to not do that. Right, you end up hitting kind of a push. Don't mind that. Not bad. Not bad. All right, this is going to be a great way to burn some calories. So let's work on this today. Pretty left. Again, we're releasing a little too hard there. Right? So when we release, I just close the club way down. Way down. When I start getting real handsy with that release, one thing I like to do is do that kind of chip thing that Lee Trevino talks about, where you don't release. You always want the butt of this club kind of like pointing that way. Butt of the club will tell you a lot. So, like chipping, it's kind of like, he calls it a decel shot, to where like the club kind of stops here and then it just goes. But more so the butt of the club basically doesn't face that way. So one thing I'll do is I'll work on that a little bit, and it'll kind of slow down that hard release. That just might be, yeah, we're still releasing it too much. Let's try some of those. Kind of releasing it too much. Okay. Not bad. Might be a little bit of club path. Club path matching club face angle. Will not be a draw. straight to the left. Yeah, same thing. All right. This club path is right. I'm sure the face is closed. All right. How about that? Felt pretty good. Yeah, so for me, that just feels like a firm chip. Like I put myself in position to hit like a chip. You know, it's crazy because like that swing right there was like very slow and methodical. And I got 149 carry out of it. Total 156. Ball height of 94. Like, come on. Just barely swinging the club. Right? See? This is what I'm talking about with practicing with purpose. I don't mean it like the purpose is to get so good we can go on tour. I don't have zero desire for some kind of crazy goal like that. 40 years old, it's literally not going to happen. I'm not talented enough. But the purpose here is we're not just slamming golf balls. Like, let's do something that can actually improve our game if we're going to come out here and burn calories on this. Slightly toey, nothing crazy, very controlled. So I've used this a lot to where I know what this deviation is up here. So if we're in the lines, like it's definitely going to be on any green that we're shooting at if we're aiming at the middle, if we're within these lines. Say these lines that go all the way out here. So anything in those lines is going to be great. So again, I'm just like barely swinging the club. I mean, if we can get that kind of distance with a 9-iron, barely swinging it, why are we swinging out of our shoes, right? Okay, we reduced the flip by a lot. I don't think flip is the right word. Most people say flip down here, and I'm talking about this thing up here. And you know, for me, it's like, I wouldn't say it's a decel shot, but I'm definitely keeping tension here to prevent this flip around. Like, you can definitely, like, your wrist works in a way where it comes down, and then you can feel like the only way it can keep going is like to turn. So like what I want to do is I want to effectively hit the ball before that starts turning. Which kind of ends up with what I want. And in terms of preventing this piece, for me, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm trying not to ever allow myself to apply pressure this way. I want to always be applying pressure like this way. So like if I'm using this hand, I want to be pushing down on the club this way. Not like dramatically, but like I'm not trying to do this like crazy wrist break thing back here like Ben Hogan. I just cannot do that. It doesn't work. Ooh, that's gonna be close to the heel. Real close to the heel. And we did our old thing. Okay. This is when you do this a bunch. Should be back to the thing that we're working on. Yep, pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad. All right. Little tiny bit of bend back there. Fell a little bit on that one too. Overall, it's still, yeah, it's not terrible. Not terrible. I mean, he's much more, I don't know what you call that, inside the line? Looks like he's like kind of steep compared to me. I don't really care to reproduce that per se. That's gonna be a little left. Let's look at the wrist though. Do we snap at it? Not terrible. A little bit though. The 154 carry. Let's bring it down a little notch. Oh, I almost shanked that one. Almost shanked it. Hillside. His wrist. Oh man, that wrist is so bad. So bad. That's why we're not consistent. Look at that damn wrist. Gotta quit doing that. How about that one? That's better. It's better. .150 carry. Pretty good. I mean, guys, I'm barely swinging the club here. 73 miles an hour, getting 150 carry. Swing a little harder on that one. Not real hard, just that'd be more like my swing on the course. Probably a little juiced compared to my normal just like practice sessions. I mean, obviously it's a pretty good one. Okay, the wrist. Okay. Not terrible. Little push. Wrists are looking okay. So I am, just so you guys are aware, I'm playing the 311T Gen 5 PXG. This golf ball is a TaylorMade TP5. Pretty, it's not totally worn out, but letters are starting to come off. In Colorado, it's not uncommon, especially in the simulator, to crack a golf ball because I think they dry out. I think. Oh my God, that's almost a shank again. Ooh, might be considered a shank. So when I start shanking, it's because I end up too far on my toes. And I don't know, it's one of those things like cause and effect. I don't know if what is actually causing that, but my anti-shank is stand on my heels, just kind of like rock back and put weight on my heels and make that my center. Give me a little left. But we're a little more on the toe side there. That's not super toe. That's just like slightly toward the toe. If anything, I'd say that's going to be a good strike. And this right here, that could be considered a little fat. Not too worried about that being fat unless I start hearing this, right? Like that is like absolutely going down through the mat. These bristles are about 1/2 inch, I think. I don't know, that's a pretty good guess, 1/2 inch. So if you're just kind of brushing it, I mean, that's pretty close to real, I think. Yeah, and I can definitely hit it without hitting at all. It's a pretty good one. Let's look at these wrists. Okay, not too crazy. All right. Trying a different camera angle here than my other videos. My other videos, you can see more what's on these other screens, but I don't really use the simulator like that. So I usually practice like this. I'll find something I want to work in my swing, put it here on repeat, and then watch it, and then basically work on correcting it. You know, you're not trying, I don't think you're trying to chase like the perfect aesthetic swing, but there's a lot to having balance and symmetry in this swing, which is like a quiet swing is probably more consistent. So I think it's good to kind of look at some of these pros that have it figured out in terms of what should be moving and what should not be moving. There's I don't know. I think it's kind of like shooting a rifle in the military. Like when you lay out prone, you can situate yourself in such a way where your bone structure allows you to hit a shot very relaxed and get like a very consistent shot. Or you could be supporting yourself in a way that requires a lot of muscle, which creates fatigue and will not be consistent. So back to the golf swing, there are certain limits and muscles you want to be using, and yeah, there's a ton of ways to hit the golf ball. But I think the closer you get to something that has more symmetry and less moving parts, the more consistent you can be. So I used to be quite anti trying to do what a pro does. But there's something to this where you could probably go to any given range, look out there, and find the best player on the range without even looking at their ball strike. That's not going to be true all the time, but it's going to be true most of the time. I think that's an obvious thing. Ooh, that's going to be so right. Let's look at these wrists. Oh no. Okay. A lot of oh no going on right there. A lot of weird stuff. So one thing I like about practicing and just kind of standing here and processing is kind of like a cold bore shot with a rifle. go out there and shoot a whole bunch. Well, the rifle's nice and warm. Sure, you start dialing that thing in, but how often are you going to shoot a warm rifle at your target? Not very often. Hopefully never. That's the idea. Okay, in the golf swing, I mean, go watch the last video I posted, like, or if you ever played golf, like, obviously, you don't go hit 5 shots and then take the 5th one. You take the first one. That's what you got to do. So it's kind of nice just to kind of stand here and process a little bit and then hit a shot. Yep. I think the natural tendencies will come out. Like, there's my natural tendency of that right arm collapsing way too much. When you collapse that right arm and don't, what do they call that, depth? When you lose depth, if you don't gain it before you come down, you lose a lot of power and a lot of club head speed. So depth is like the further out you can be. Now you don't move off the ball, but a little right, just slightly outside that line. The ball go way back here. Yeah, so when you create depth like that, it'll feel like you're swinging easy and you'll get a lot more club head speed. And the other thing you'll do, so if you want to add spin, one way to do it is add depth to your swing. Now, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just kind of making a statement there. We're just trying to find trying to reprogram the software here, which is kind of a smaller backswing. Control these wrists. Hit it around 150 carry. A little bit of length in the backswing or depth. It's a pretty good one. Yeah, if we can swing the club around 75 and get those kind of numbers, like we're gonna play some golf. Because I could do that all day. I don't think it liked the club head speed on that one. Didn't read it. I think it took a guess when it's gray like that. It read the ball, but not the club. Because getting a smash factor of 147 is not typical with an iron. All right, let's do a few more. It's pretty good. Felt like I was moving off the ball. I've been really thinking about my hips too much, but that felt like I moved off the ball a lot. It worked out. It did work out though. Do want to look a little more, let's see. I mean, I wish it was more clear, but I don't mind that look right there. Right? I can tell that my face is probably pointed at the ground, which means it's closed. Don't mind that. So here it's important, like once you're past there, kind of like look at the angle of the shoulders here. See the angle of the shoulders? So this is where I'm like over collapsing. So this is like way across my chest real early. Now he comes across his chest a lot. Just that kind of player. At the top he does. But like this little, from like here to there, that thing right there, that's just like way too much collapsing. So while I could probably hit and play good golf there, with that swing, it's going to be difficult to, you know, basically collapse the arms and re-extend them to a point and hit the ball consistently every time. It makes golf harder. So the one thing that'll help you get away with that, if you have that, this little, you know, collapsing too much, if you can really feel that pull down or almost pull back out away from the target, which I would not recommend doing that, but that pull down, it'll help you re-extend back out. So I pull down, not toward the ball. If you pull down, it allows your arms to come back out before you hit the ball. Okay. Don't mind that. Yeah, it's fine. So like I would say like on contact, pretty close to my feet being on the ground. There's some different school of thoughts on that. What I don't, me personally, what I don't want to be doing is be way up on my toes. Like slightly on the toe, not that big of a deal. But I could definitely feel that I'm on that left side of that left foot. I really like that feeling. Why? Because I've been struggling with the shank, guys. If I am flat, I am going to be further back here. But if I end up on my toes, I end up out here. But the other thing, I think most people when they shank, they probably have too high hands. So they need to like bring it down. But that's not really why I'm shanking it. I'm just like falling this way. When I shank it, I can feel it. Real easy swing. Still getting almost 150 out of it, which is, again, that's what I play. We're going to be about done with this video, guys. I'm just going to look at his feet real quick. Really like to look at the feet on ball contact. Love that. Let's see what he's doing when he makes contact. Are his feet on the ground? My guess is not completely and close to where I'm at, but we'll see. I don't know. Could be wrong. Pretty close, right? That heel's not, he's not raising this heel off the ground. And this is even after ball contact, and look how flat he is. Pretty flat. Pretty flat. Pretty flat. So, man, look at this stark comparison. Like, look at his shoulders. They're like already like this way. His clavicles this way. And mine is like this way. Could be the camera angle though. I doubt it, but could be the camera angle. So, I mean, it could actually, or he just has more hip turn. Yep, he's turning more, so it ends up with this. Okay. Yep. And I can kind of do that, but I can only do a couple things at a time. So between fighting shanks, i.e. keeping the feet flat, and working on that wrist thing, I'm not so concerned about, you know, making that big turn yet. So one piece at a time. Do that next time. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up. Again, these videos, please like and subscribe. Would be cool. Not a burning desire to be the most popular dude on YouTube. Again, very raw, unedited, 40-year-old guy, about an 8 handicap. This is what we can do with golf.